My name is John Dobbs. I grew up in Midtown Memphis. I've been shooting for about 3 years, going on 3 years now, approximately 2 years and some months. My first thoughts for myself when I hear the words Memphis is I think of home. It's the place where I was born and raised. It's the place where all of my family is. It's the place where my friends are. It's a place where I learned how to walk, how to drive a car, how to ride a bike. For me, it means it's a part of my heart, and it's a part of where I want to stay and grow up in and raise a family and learn and develop over time. The narrative and negative perception of Memphis is one usually related to crime and poverty, and a lot of the times those negative perceptions can be in the midst of confusion about what the city truly can and has to offer. So I like to keep my images sharp and clear and crispy to offer some clarity in the midst of all of that confusion. I believe that the negative perceptions can be changed by using your platforms to repost and share different content in regards to the politics, the political side of the city, as well as the different other creatives in your city who are doing great art to uplift the Black community, such as Noah Stewart, such as Eric Smith by Smith CR2, such as Directed by Skin, all these other different photographers who are truly pushing to create true art in this city, and as well as push that creative side in terms of musicians, in terms of rappers, in terms of other photographers, the visual, whatever type of art you're doing. And I think that it goes beyond just the scope of your lens, whatever lens you have on your camera. It goes on to who you are as a person and who you're connecting with, as well as what you're pushing on your own platform, no matter how big or how small it may be. For me, my platform isn't extremely large, but the people that do follow my stuff, the people who do care about what I'm posting, hopefully they see what I'm saying about, or what I'm reposting, or what I'm sharing on my page as well, and hopefully they can take some inspiration from that. Right now we are at Slinky's Taco Shop on South Main, downtown Memphis. They have a really nice outdoor seating area venue right next to the hotel, Chiska Hotel. The reason we're here is because we're kind of going for like a modern urban aesthetic. They have a really nice, like I just said, nice outdoor seating area. And the reason we're doing that is to get more of that Micah Gianelli aesthetic. We really like how her page is set up, so we're trying to push that for Aaliyah's page. That way she can have that kind of that whole layout going from now on in the future. It's a little bit more eye-pleasing, a little more like aesthetically eye-catching, I guess, as well as pushing Ariana's page, Tailored AF, in regards to styling, in regards to how you can put together simple pieces and really make them stand out and really make them pop. Okay, so we've got the Canon 6D Mark I with the 24-70. This is just my go-to setup. This is what I rock. This is my first camera body. The 24-70 just gave me a little bit more versatility in regards to focal length. So it's just a really great all-around lens to have on camera at all times. It's a little bit heavy, a little bit more bulky, but again, it's always gonna get you the shot you need in case you need to go wider, in case you need to go a little bit more tighter. And then here we have the 85mm f1.8. This lens is only like $200, $250. It's not expensive, but it's a really great lens. It's really sharp for the most part. And it's nice to have a lens that is going to get you a little bit of a tighter focal length for portraits, as well as a more wide open aperture. That way you can get a little more bokeh in that shot. So that's why I use 85 and 24-70, and those are the main lenses that I really use. So yeah, people should shoot with me because I have a very distinct style, I guess. I was never intentionally trying to form a style, but because I use a blend of like off-camera flash and natural light, it kind of ended up becoming my own style. I really like sharp, crispy portraits. I love that you can. I want you to see the pores in someone's face. I really like that about that. I love the look that off-camera flash gives, especially on outdoor locations, especially with the blend of sunlight, natural light. I just really like that blend that you can get from those portraits. But you should shoot with me if you really like the content you see on my page, if you really like my style. There's different types of portraits out there. There's a bunch of studio photographers, natural light portraits. But with my setup, what you see is how I like to shoot. And if you like how I like to shoot, then I think you should like when you shoot with me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Memphis is special to me because it represents progress and development over the past 10, 15 years. Areas of Memphis that were not as great as they are now being developed and being revitalized, such as Crosstown, Midtown Memphis, Downtown Memphis. Some people will say that those areas are being revitalized only for specific types of people, or people might call it gentrification, but hopefully the city continues to progress and continues to develop to the point where it can be a place that represents not only those individuals who are moving into those types of areas, but in other neighborhoods such as Orange Mound and Fraser and other areas of Memphis that might also be represented on that map of progress and development. I think people tend to get wrong what I think people tend to get wrong is that Memphis is only about crime and only about poverty. And while those numbers do exist and while they are definitely significant, that's not all the city has to offer. Of course, you have to look at the historical background on why those numbers exist. Things like white flight and things like gentrification, things like budget allocation in terms of our city's budget. When you're only spending a certain amount on, housing and development, and you're spending X, Y, and Z amount on, police, for example. But that's why it gets a bad rap, but no one really wants to talk about the fact that it gets that bad rap because of its history and the reasoning behind that. But the city is so much more than that, and I see a lot of resilience in every aspect of the individuals in this community and in this city who want to see something more not only out of themselves, but out of the city as a whole. A lot of people will talk about how they want to see themselves as this, and this within the city, or they want to see this, and that happen, and they're very willing to push towards it and very willing to be where they want to be or push towards where they want to be. I don't really see too many people complaining about this is the plate that I was handed and this is how this is going to be. No one's really doing that. It's more of this is what I was handed and this is how I'm going to change that for the better, not only for myself but for the generations after me as well. I think that Memphis offers a level of diversity in the sense of there's different types of food and different types of people, and also this might not necessarily be a good thing, but there's such different types of people from different areas in the city that no one's really the same. So for example, if you go out to Arlington, you're going to meet a bunch of country people. If you go down to Germantown, Collierville, you might call the area uppity, snobby. You go to Midtown, those might be your hipster, cool people. You go down to South Memphis, North Memphis, they're representing where they're from. You go to downtown, you see a bunch of millennials who are moving into downtown to work in the medical district. And so there's just a very vast variety of the people who live in this city. And there's a very vast and variety types of culture within the city as well, from the music to the food to the entertainment to the style of clothes that each individual wears. I want to leave a legacy to where people knew that I was caring and that I was involved, I guess, in some degree. For me, I want to leave a legacy something like Grove Hero, where you see him going around helping out different communities, giving away free stuff, free cars, free food, shoes, things like that, in the sense that I just want to be involved with the community and helping people to gain access to things that they might not necessarily have. And it doesn't necessarily have to be anything large and large scale, but I just want to be known for he was a guy who was nice and he helped out. in the most minuscule way possible, if that, you know. I'm a Memphis shooter.